Hey everyone, hope you're having a good Monday morning, or I guess it's afternoon now. I've lost track of time. I want to talk to you today about one of the weapons of warfare we have at our disposal as Christians. And when my mind thinks of weapons, I automatically think of effort of just striking and going after the enemy. But there's some weapons that are defensive in nature and not offensive. You don't use them for the offense, you use them as a defense. And this particular weapon is one of the most powerful weapons that are available to us, but it is indeed a defensive weapon. And what I'm talking about is the weapon of peace. Peace is, it acts like a shield that just can't be penetrated by the enemy. One of the way the enemy attacks us is by trying to get us out from underneath that shield, because we're protected when we're at peace, because he attacks our mind, he attacks our hearts. If he can get us out from underneath that covering of peace, he can push us to make hasty decisions and bad choices, and he can push us into seeing things the way he wants us to see them instead of how the Father sees them, because God always sees everything from a place of perfect peace. And so I want to talk to you about that today. The Bible, I forget if it's in Romans or something, Paul said that the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but they're spiritual, and they're powerful for pulling down strongholds. And this is the case. A lot of times you think of warfare and weapons, and you just think of like the extreme effort to win. But a lot of times when it comes to the kingdom, it's not like we have to put out a lot of effort. We just have to do it from the right position, the right place. And in this case, when we're talking about peace, there's really nothing we have to do but stay connected to God, because he is the one that provides that shield of peace. We don't have to create it for ourselves. It's through our connection with the Father that shield of peace is established, and when we're under it, we're pretty much untouchable. Have you ever met somebody who is in a situation that if you look at it by all natural circumstances, they should not be at rest or at peace, and you're like, it's almost dumbfounding, like, why are they not more upset? Those people are resting under the shield of peace that comes from being connected to the Lord. And so if this is all true, and this is how peace operates and works, and we know we can't create our own peace, at least not the supernatural kind that's not dependent on our circumstances, then only God can create the supernatural peace that comes in spite of circumstances. Like, it's easy to be at peace when everything is well, when you have no immediate emergency need or danger or situation. But when you have, let's say, a bill that's due and you have no money in the bank, when you have a loved one get hurt or is sick, or you're being stressed out by someone on the job who's just really getting under your skin, it could be anything. Those are circumstances that will all naturally just rob us of peace in the natural realm. But the peace that God gives is supernatural, and it's not dependent on our circumstances. So how do we get under that shield of peace? How do we find our way under that shadow, under that shield that God creates for us, to the place where we become untouchable? And Isaiah chapter 26 gives us the key to finding that shield, where you become untouchable to the enemy. And I want to share it with you right now. It's Isaiah 26, verse 3, and it says, "You will keep in perfect peace all who trust in you, and all whose thoughts are fixed on you." So that's two parts right there. It's everyone who trusts in the Lord, and everybody who have their thoughts fixed on him. Like, sometimes, like, we've all, if you've accepted the Lord, you've placed your trust on him for your salvation. But a lot of times we have to make daily choices, daily decisions to trust him for the specific things of our lives. And anytime we try to do things on our own strength and from our own ability, we're basically choosing to trust ourselves more than him. It's not that we don't trust him at all, but we're trusting ourselves more than him. So the first step is, any place that you're experiencing a lack of supernatural peace, the first question you got to ask yourself is, am I trusting the Lord for the situation? Do I trust Him? Have I placed my trust on Him to handle it? That He's in control, that He's got my good, at the heart of what He's doing, and I know that I can trust Him in this. There's that alone is just a place where when you know you're under the shadow of the Almighty, when you know that He's got you covered, beyond even what you can do in your own ability. That's just an amazing feeling. But the second half of it is all those whose thoughts are fixed on you. Sometimes one of the tactics of the enemy to get us out from underneath that shield of peace is distraction. He distracts us with things, thoughts, circumstances, relationships, and anything that he can do to get our thoughts pulled away from the Father. He knows if he's successful in that, he can pull us out from behind that shield of peace where we're untouchable. So this is where a little bit of discipline comes in. I mean, like if you're experiencing anxiety or worry or fear or all the things that are the opposite of peace, the first thing, once you realize what's going on, you just got to redirect your thoughts. All right, I place my trust in you, Father, in the situation. I'm going to choose to trust you. I'm going to choose to not ignore the situation, but to place you higher than it. And then I'm going to just keep bringing my thoughts back to you, bringing my thoughts back to your presence, bringing my thoughts back to your promises and your word. I'm going to just totally concentrate all of my attention on you, and you'd be surprised how a blanket of peace can come in the midst of hard times, hard places, and just make you just totally at peace in the midst of hard things. So it's the peace that passes all understanding. It's the peace that doesn't make sense in the circumstances. That's supernatural peace. That's the peace of God. You can have natural peace based on our circumstances when all things are going well, but the supernatural peace of God doesn't make sense in the circumstances we face sometimes. It's supernatural. So I want to leave you with that. Strive to keep intentionally choosing and deciding to put your trust in God for every little circumstance that comes your way. And also choose to constantly redirect your thoughts right back around to Him, His presence, His word, His promises. Just always be focused on that. And I think you'll find when it becomes like a habit or way of living for you, there's just going to be a shield of peace that protects you where the enemy just can't get to you. You'll kind of be just out of his reach. And that's the divinely powerful weapon of peace. And God's given it to you. It's your inheritance as one of His children. But you just can't go along with the enemy. You can't fight the enemy on his ground. He wants to get you out from behind that shield of peace. He wants you to get focused on your circumstances and on your struggles. He wants to distract you in your thought life and with relationships and everything. He's going to do everything he can to get you out from that divinely powerful shield of faith, a shield of peace that protects you. Anyway, I just wanted to share that with you guys. I just want to speak a blessing over you. Enjoy this week. Love you guys. Can't wait to worship again on Sunday with you. Have a great week. Bye.